everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about tips for combating writer's block, and that means what happens when you get stuck on whatever project you're writing on. I know it's a top 3 Tuesdays and this was supposed to be top 3 ideas, but actually the more I thought about it, the more I thought, wait, I have another suggestion. Here's my other tip. Maybe this one as well. So it ended up being more like top 7 ways to deal with writer's block, so hopefully this will all be helpful in some way. The number one thing that I would suggest that you'll hear from a lot of writers is get up and go for a walk. Sometimes just walking away from your computer and going outside and moving around will help you sort of think of new ideas and new ways to deal with whatever problem it is you're struggling with. One of the things that I make myself do is write at least 1 sentence per day. And if I'm feeling really stuck on a book, sometimes I'll tell myself 1 sentence is enough. It's okay to just write 1 sentence. But as long as I've done that, at least the book is moving forward and at least I'm still thinking about it. And often I find when I write 1 sentence, I realize what the next sentence should be and the next sentence after that. The third tip, I would say, is to take a break from writing the thing that you're writing and write something else. Usually what I do is I take the same characters I'm working on and I write a different scene about them, something maybe set in the future or in the past that's backstory, or where they meet somebody that they might not otherwise get to know, just to get myself thinking about how they would react in different situations and sort of more excited about writing for them again, even if I don't know exactly how to deal with the particular scene that I'm stuck on. The next thing, I think this is number 4, is to find someone to talk to about it. For me, it's usually my poor husband who is downstairs just trying to make dinner, and I'll run into the kitchen and say, listen, I have to talk to you about dragons. Let me explain to you my entire book. And I'll tell him the whole story, and he just smiles and nods and is very patient. And I find it super helpful just to have someone to listen as I talk through the problem that I'm thinking about. And that often helps me really figure out what the solution should be, even if he doesn't have to say anything. Number 5, sometimes it's a particular scene that I just can't wrap my head around. And then often what I'll do is I'll skip it and I'll go on to the next scene that I'm excited about. Because every book when I start it, I have at least 3 or 4, usually 5 or 6 scenes that I'm super excited to get to. And I know that those are the ones that are gonna make me feel the most energized about writing. So if I'm trying to get there and I'm stuck in this place where I just don't know how to get there, I'll skip over that part. I'll go on to the scene that I'm excited to write, and that'll get myself like all excited to write again. And then I can always go back and fill in the gaps afterwards. 2 more tips. One is reading books about writing. I find reading biographies of other writers' lives really, really helpful. It's really nice to know that everyone has these problems, like even the most amazing famous writers have struggled with writer's block or have been stuck on their books at some point. So I always love reading about that and seeing how they dealt with their problems and what else they had to deal with in their lives. And the last one, something called a writing log. And that's basically where if I'm looking at my page and I don't know what to write, I'll open up my writing journal and I'll just write about why I'm having trouble writing. And I'll just so it just starts my fingers moving and it starts my brain thinking. And I talk about all the problems I'm having in this particular scene. And I guess it's kind of like talking to another person, but it's talking to my computer instead. And I find that very helpful to get me sort of focused on what the problems are and how I can solve them and keep going with the book. How about you guys? I am always open to suggestions on how other people deal with writer's block, so I'd love to know what you guys do.